just how much information does your aura hold? What is the purpose of your physical human aura, and what can a psychic see when they look into your aura? Today, we're going to discuss that and more with some mini aura readings. It's a bit of an experiment with the wonderful Judith Collins from Down Under from Australia. Stay tuned.
You got to accentuate the positive. Wow, I feel good. A little bit of feel good goes a long way.
You're listening to Karen Swain, teacher of deliberate creation, accentuating the positive, showing you a way to a better life.
Accentuating the positive, it's not just fad, it's sanity. Who in their right mind would accentuate anything else?
If you feel like that's what you want to do.
G'day, and welcome to another show, Accentuating the Positive with Karen Swain, on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network on 107.7 and 105.3 FM, syndicated radio coming out of the Gulf Coast and New Orleans. Well, today on the show, I've got the fabulous Judith Collins back. Welcome back, Judith.
Thank you.
We've got a bit of feedback. And we're going to do some mini aura readings today. I have the pleasure of knowing Judith personally. I don't know too many of the people that I have on the show personally because so many of them live overseas in the States, in Canada, in Europe. And I found Judith. I've had Judith on the show. I think it was about a year ago. Yeah, it was like a year ago,
Yes.
just after her husband passed, because it was September. And I found Judith through Samuel Chen Chong, who I've had on the show many times, who, apart from being an amazing, spiritual, what do I call him, researcher, he is somebody that had met Michel de Marquet, who was a French-Australian guy who had an experience that he wrote down in his book, The Thai Prophecy, where he was taken to a oh God, we've got some feedback. He was taken to a planet, a ninth category planet, that a very highly advanced planet, and all the beings on this planet could see and read the human aura. There was complete telepathy, complete transparency. And so Samuel, who has been promoting that book for years, was really determined to find someone who could do that here on Earth. And he found Judith in Australia, like an hour and a half away from me. So he introduced me to Judith, which is fantastic. And just saying hi to people online. There's Mish and Heidi and Vladdy and Shirley. Shirley tells me that it's Thanksgiving in Canada today.
Oh, well, happy Thanksgiving.
So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada. I'm a little discombobulated. I fell over and cracked my head open yesterday, so I've got a bit of concussion. So I'm not firing on all pistons, as they say today. So I'm going to let Judith do most of the talking. But I want to tell you a little bit about Judith. So Judith Collins, now in her 70s, has been seeing auras since she was a wee baby. I think it says 3 years old here. She witnessed the personal and social changes in the aura during the 50s up until now. And Judith, with her husband, Paul, who passed last September, met when they were 17, just 17. Within 10 days of meeting, they planned to marry and shared 52 years of blissful relationship and companionship, living on a sustainable, self-sufficient farm, a lifestyle in harmony with nature until I say he transitioned last year. They saw 11 past lives together as a couple where they ironed out the ripples and reaped the rewards of unconditional love. I love that. And Judith also works with plant auras to create organic, edible landscapes. And last time we had you on the show, you didn't have your website up and running, but you do now. So we'll tell people about the website later. But Judith and I were, and there's Alison, hey. Now, if any of you guys in the chat want a reading, you have to say so in the chat. If I miss you, please repeat it in the chat, maybe put it in capitals so I can see you. and Judith will do a mini reading. I said to Judith, "Can you read people in that you don't see?" She said, "Yeah, sure." I said, "When's the last time you did that?" And I don't know when the last time you did it. So it's a little bit of an experiment, but for anyone that wants a little mini aura reading, that's what we're up to today. But
last time I did that, I did it for the police, for a missing child.
Oh, I just had to sneeze. You did that for the police. Wow. They rang you up and they asked you to do a reading looking for a missing child, did they?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, so we were talking about, what's Vladdy saying here? I guess it's like, what are you saying? I guess I'd like one. Any information helps right now. Could be a little bit more specific, Vladdy, if you want a, he doesn't have to. All right. Well, all right. Well, we'll do some. Mish says, "I'd love a reading." Susanna, hey, Susanna is here. Also, here's another one. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. As I say, I'm a little bit concussed, so I'm not so hot on the reading today, and my eyes are a bit blurry. But there's a few people that want readings. But we were just talking about before we went live. The information that's stored in the reading. The information that's stored in your aura.
Yes.
And Judith was saying that it changes throughout your life as you go through different periods throughout your life. And I was thinking, as you transition, all that information that's stored in your aura, it's like a living library of who you are in this life. And it joins the rest of the information about you, who you've been in other life, and it becomes part of your library, or what is called the Akashic records. But everything about you is stored in your energy field, right? And someone like you can read that.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do for all those people who are eager to get some information from their aura today, what I'll do, and give you a break so you can give your bung up head a bit of a rest, is to explain the aura in practical terms for we human beings that are living within our aura. First of all, the human aura, we don't think of it as colour, we think of it as language. All those colours come together to create language. At school, we learn C-A-T, C-A-T. When those letters come together, they form the word cat. And that's how you read an aura, all the colours coming together. An aura is a blueprint of who you are and how you have lived your life. How are the colours born? The colours are born from what you smell, what you taste, what you feel, what you hear, what you see, and what you read. So they are the components that form colours in your aura.
Yeah.
If I give an example, like lots of people have said to me over the years, oh, but the aura changes colour all the time. It just changes colour. So why do you want to read an aura if it's changing all the time? Well, I'll put a question out to our listeners today. Say, for instance, this morning you've just had a big argument with a loved one or a friend. And with that, you're feeling all churned up. Where do you think that goes? Do you think that just disappears? No, it doesn't. It's stored within your reality, and your reality is your day-to-day life. If it's stored on your shoulders, then you'll think about it for a week or two, and then you'll just let it go. If it's stored under your arms, you've carried that grief, that anger, that frustration, that anxiety with you into the future, which means in the human aura that you are intent on never talking to that person again in the short term, maybe not the long term, but the short term. So that gives you an idea of how things lodge into the human aura. In the human aura, it's just everything in your life. On my website, one of the most popular things that I wrote about is how to identify a sexual predator. So there's a whole range of different things that show in the human aura. One of the things I'm going to do today for people ringing up, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, just to give them a bit of a treat. You know that we're all surrounded by technology, right? Now, once upon a time, you used to get these dark green, greenish grey colour spikes into your aura if you were stressed, if you had real worries, and they would come and they would go. Now, what happens is we've got these spikes all through the aura, and it's determined. I've studied it in the last, most probably about 6 months. I've studied as to why these spears are not moving. They're not moving simply because they're coming from technology. Mainly they're coming from mobile phones. That's where they're coming from.
Yeah,
and
I can imagine.
Now, I'll explain to people what they are and why they're important. Those spikes are adrenaline spikes. Get it? Adrenaline spikes. So therefore, they affect the physical body. And if you've got all these adrenaline spikes all around your aura, that means, and if you've got them at the feet from the head and at the sides, that means that you've got adrenaline problems in your physical body. And that's something you may have been diagnosed with some kind of an illness. And despite your best efforts and medics' best efforts, you cannot move that illness forward to healing. And you'll find that those adrenaline spikes are behind it. So that's something for people to have looked in. I did an aura analysis for a lady the other day who's had a tumour return after she had cancer removed 2 years ago, and her aura was saturated in these spikes. So I told her to go to a kinesiologist, a homeopath, a reflexologist, an acupuncturist, anybody who can relieve the adrenaline spikes for her so that she can go down the path of recovery and repair. So
interesting.
the other thing I'm going to do, Karen, today, and I'll do for everybody if they've got it in their aura. Some people don't. There is a bottle green cord that goes from the top of their head, goes right down to the body, to the feet, right? Comes from the third eye, connects there, and then goes right down the entire body. And that is whether or not your aura is connected to past life experiences, lessons, teachings. And the colours beside that dark green give me an indication, or anybody looking at an aura gives you an indication of what the past life is. If it's pale blue, and it's got a apple green colour, it could be relationships that needed repair. So it's healing and that. But if it's like I just did the most wonderful aura for a lady in Malaysia, and she just had all these new talents and skills coming through. The past life colour, the dark green, the bottle green, had red next to it. It had orange next to it. It had cobalt blue next to it, and it had pale blue next to it, which showed she was bringing through entrepreneurial skills, business skills, with a creative inspiration to do something to educate the general public. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, sounds fun. Now, darling one, we've got quite a few people saying they want a reading. They're not being specific. They just said, yes, give me a reading.
It doesn't matter.
We'll start with Vladdy. We'll start with Vladdy. He's a young man in Germany. Can you, he just says, I guess I'd like one. Any information helps right now, he says.
Right. All right, let's tune into you. Doesn't take long. All right, now, one of the things you need to be working on is, because you've got apricot around your hands and you've got apricot up near your neck, you've got to learn caring communication. In other words, you've got to watch your words, how you speak to people, your self-talk, also how you speak to people around you. That can come across as the people, as you're talking to them, don't really get your message and you don't get their message. So that's one thing I'll tell you. Also, too, you've got that bottle green going through your aura as well, and you've got orange onto it. So that is self-motivation. You've got to work on self-motivation, which comes through developing the power of your mind. Self-motivation will put you into the right place at the right time, because once that color starts, at the moment it's at your chest, and so being at your chest, it's got to work its way down to the knees. Once it works to the knees, another color will come through, and that is magenta, being in the right place at the right time for the right opportunity. So you're in a good space, but you really have to watch your words. You have to help people to understand where you're coming from, and you have to listen to where they're coming from. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to remind people that these are just mini aura readings. If you want a longer reading and more detailed, you have to go to Judith's website and book a reading with Judith. But yeah, I thought this is a bit of an experiment for both of us today doing this. And the gorgeous Mish, who's another Aussie, says she'd love a mini aura reading too. So I don't know anything about Mish, so anything you say is new to me too. All I know is that
I can pick that up straight.
She's a big fan of the show, and she tells me she's an Aussie because she always says g'day, and I'm like, oh, you must be an Aussie.
She's well, Mish has got a very unusual but enlightened colours around the wrists, which means that's how she conducts her life. Those colours are a lilac colour. They're pale blue, they're cobalt blue, and so I'm just looking here. There's a little bit of sepia in there. Sepia is a colour that you are developing, spiritually developing yourself, but you're not moving forward as fast as you want. So let's find out why that sepia is there. Sepia represents 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's when it appears in your aura, and this is in how you conduct your life and what you're doing. So what you're doing is right, there is a female relationship in your life that you need to gain more understanding in, and it's an older person too. So you think about what that is. Now I'll go into the thing that I'm playing a game with today. Yep, you've got the bottle green cord going through, but you've got silver next to it, which is that's a higher consciousness connection. It's not moved right through your body, but it's up at the hip level. So that means you are moving into it. And when that gets to your feet, when it gets to the ankles, that silver can open a link to a higher source, to an extraterrestrial source. And that's going to come through a intuitive process. So something that you will be able to help other people with, being able to see and understand other people. Yes, very interesting. That was very, very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, go Mitch.
Yeah.
Yes. We have enlightened guests that listen to the show. That was fascinating. Thanks, Jake. And there's now this fellow here. He says his name's Romeo, but Espressioni Naturali sounds Italian. He would love a small reading too. So this is somebody I don't know. He sounds Italian.
Well, what Romeo has in his aura is a lot of dark brown, which is wonderful. Dark brown doesn't appear commonly today in the modern world in people's auras. It's the color of common sense, practicality, and loyalty. So he's a nice person to know. Put it that way. He's a nice person to know. When you make a friend with Romeo, if you make a friend with Romeo, you make a good friend, and you make a good friend for life. So that's part of his character, right? Part of his character. Now, you've got cream in your aura with that dark brown. So that means that you're following a path of self-examination and self-enlightenment. So let's go down to see if there's any other colours with it. Are the colours with it? Oh, pink matter. So there must be something that you're sorting and sifting out in your life at the moment to actually move yourself forward. You've got some healing colours in there. Also, too, there's a little bit of a shadow coming up over the pelvis area. So that could be something that you have been working on, maybe something that you injured. It's pretty old. Goes back to the childhood injury, looking at it. 8, 9, 10, fall. Yeah, something there. It's causing a shadow. So if anybody was to read your aura, they would tell you that you've got a block over there. Now, let me make it clear to everybody. There is no such thing as a block in the human aura. There is shadows and dim lights. People read those as blocks. If we had a block in the human aura, we wouldn't be alive, because a human aura breathes as we breathe. When we stop breathing, it stops existing. So therefore, there is no such thing as a block. So you have a look at that. Kinesiology or something like that can help that relieve from your aura. Also, too, there's a meditation enlightenment moving in, so that there'll be more characters, because you've got a little bit of, let me see, buttercup yellow around the side of the head. And that is self-enlightenment and power as you move through. But it's a mixture of both the human and the psyche. So all your practical colours are helping you to take one step at a time, and examining it every time you take that step, but not moving backwards, Romeo, not moving backwards. You're a good friend to have.
Darling one, Romeo sounds like a superstar. he's a good friend to have, and he's very enlightened. Sounds beautiful. And another one here, Susanna Thornton would love a mini reading as well. Now, I know Susanna's in Sydney. She's an Aussie girl. Let's see.
In your aura, Susanna, you have a mixture of apple green. Apple green is a new life force moving through. This is a nice period of time for you. So I would, if I was you, I'd also check out your astrology readings at the moment, because these colours are opening new doors. So apple green gives a new life force, which is it's a healing force. So whatever you've been thinking about doing, or feeling that you should be doing something, it's starting to move through. It's also got apricot and orange next to it. Apricot and orange, when they're in combination, it's a caring motivation. So a caring motivation means that all this new life force is moving forward to help other people. Now, I want to have a look closely to see how you are going to help these other people. Let's have a look here. In the healing area, you're going to be helping people, but also in the intuitive, helping people to understand their self-talk, understand how they're missing messages in their dreams. It's that kind of self-education, helping people. Now let's have a look down the center of the aura and see what we can see. Yep, you've got a past life connection going through. You've got a past life connection going through in a pale blue and buttercup yellow, which means that you have met someone in a past life who has guided you in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 past lives before, and is guiding you in this lifetime. So that is someone that you have known and is very, very emotionally intuitive, close to you. So they're guiding you through this new life force that's running through your body right now. All right? That good? Happy with that? Your sound is gone.
Sorry, here I am talking away.
You're talking away and I can't hear what you're saying. And the poor person is waiting.
I was just saying that I know Susanna and her gorgeous husband Brad. I'd love you to do a little mini reading on Brad Thornton, Susanna's husband. I'd love to know what you see in his aura.
That's all right. Let's go. Oh. There's a mixture of colours of self-questioning in the aura at the moment. They're quite large, so it's quite loud. In other words, when it appears over the hip area, it's where you go, how you're moving forward. So it's looking at what do you want to do with the rest of your life, how you want to plan the rest of your life, how you want doors to open or doors to close. That's what it's all about. Around, let's go to the central cord, which I'm doing today. Yep, past life connections sitting in there, past life connections in family. Yes, in family. Let me have a look. Yep, past life connection in partner, father, one uncle, and a friend, a close friend, a current close friend. That's where the past life connections are. Past life connections are there to educate you and support you and help heal you and do those types of things. Right, now there is red, very much, this is interesting. There's red around the ankles, and that means you're creating a new reality. So if doors are closing and doors are opening, that would make perfect sense for that. I want to see how it's doing it. I don't like half-baked information. I like detailed stuff. So I go staring through the aura looking for the details. Where are we? Oh. Yeah, so it's business opportunities in there, some kind of a business opportunity. Let's see what kind of the business opportunity is there. It's got blue there, so it's steadfast, reliable, dependable. Yep, but what kind is it? It's in the line of education. Yes, education. But it's got red there, which means that it's coming from a creative source within. So there you go.
Fabulous. Now, the beautiful Kristen says that she would be honoured to have a mini reading, Kristen Mishmash, and Kristen is in the US. So this is an experiment for both of us. I don't think Judith's ever done this online before, and I've actually never seen Judith read anyone. She won't read me because she says, now we're friends, I don't read my friends. And I'm actually blown away at watching her do this. It's really cool. Okay, Kristen.
Well, I have never done this online, but I've done it lots of times on radio. Right now, Kristen. Oh, Kristen, you've got a little bit of vulnerability in your aura at the moment. I'm going to find out where it's coming from. It's a mixture of self-talk, which is emanating from some criticism. The criticism, I want to see how old the criticism is. Oh my God, that's a long time. The criticism's actually childhood or adolescent criticism put on you, and at times it gives you a bit of vulnerability. So let's put that aside. I want to find some exciting stuff. Right, let's go down to the center of the aura and let's see what's there. Yes, you're another one that's running on past lives. Oh, this is good. This past life has got a lot of healing energies attached to it, but it's also got a pale lemon color, which means as you move down a path of, wait a minute, there's another color there. Yes, all right. It's got a pale blue next to it, or a lighter coming to. No, that's lavender coming in. All right, Let's get that together. So we've got the past life core coming in, and with the buttercup yellow, it's coming through to give you a sense of new force. And there's other colours coming in also combined. And with that pale yellow coming in, that is the colour of being a victim of circumstance. So that's why I picked up that childhood stuff first, because now I see where the past life is bringing it through. But the other colours with that past life core in your aura, which is about, I want to see how long it's going to last. It's about 7 to 9 months long in this aura. So over the next 7 to 9 months, you're going through a whole lot of different self-development, which is going to help you to finally move through this period of being a victim of circumstance. A victim of circumstance means that once in our life, or a couple of times in our life, we are in a situation that we've got no defense, and usually that happens when we're a child and we can't rebut anything that's being put upon us. So there's that. I want to have a look at something else that I've just seen in her aura. Yes, you've got a lot of, when you've got red and dark brown around your hands, that's craft, some kind of craft. Now that can be as simple as gardening, it can be simple as cooking, but it's craft, anything in the craft field that you've got around you. And also too, you've got a spirit guide who's watching over you, connected in through the causal chakra at the back of your head. And you've got 2 deceased relatives, both females, who are connected into your aura, that are guiding you as well as you move past this pale yellow victim of circumstance colour. But you've got a new healing force coming through your life. So most probably in about 6 months' time, and you can check your astrology as well to see what phase you're going through, because in about 6 months' time, you're going through a phase of enlightenment at a emotional, psychological, and spiritual phase.
Level. Wow. Well, that was intense. That was quite, what's the word I'm looking for? As I say, I'm not firing on all pistons. Anyway, I can't find the word. That was great, because I know Kristen, so I can confirm what you're saying. And yeah, as I said, I'm not reading the latest comments because I'm still up the top where people are saying, please give me, I'm going to get down to your comments about what you thought about the reading. But I've got Gloria here, who calls herself Way Showers. Gloria, me too, she says. Gloria, she would love a reading. Now, Gloria is also in the US.
Mm-hmm. All right, now,
but we're making you work today, aren't we?
Oh no, it's all right. I mean, I can read an aura as fast as you can read a street sign. Well, I've been doing it since I was 3 years old, so I'd be a failure if I couldn't do it. Oh. Well, this is the first aura that I've seen purple in. Now we've got to look at what shade of purple that is there, because they all mean different things. All right, this has got pale blue next to it, and this represents psychic dreams. This is what this is. And also too, in meditation, these colors can actually create psychic connections with the spirit realm and with the higher self. This is interesting aura, very interesting. All the auras have been very, very interesting. This is I always pick out the loudest color. That's what I've done for everybody that I've done readings today, the loudest color. So let's have a look here to see what else is there. Bit of tan in there. So a bit of self-doubt moving in. You have an experience, you question it, you wonder if it's me or if it's them, that kind of doubt, but you move through it. You do move through it. There is a positive amount of colours. There's magenta coming through. Magenta is down around the legs, one side of the legs. When it gets to both sides, I'll see where it is on the other side of the body. Oh, it's pretty high up. So that would shape up in about 5 months' time. That will put you in the right place at the right time for the right thing. Now let's see what it's going to do. It's a human being. So you're actually going to come across a person. Or you're going to meet a person who is a healer, but also a teacher who may not be in the human form. I'm going to trace this now. It's got me curious where it's coming from. Wow.
Interesting. Very
It's
interesting.
very, very interesting, because this is not in the human form, but this is meeting someone. Now, this could be meeting someone in a meditation. It could be meeting someone through a channeling.
Did she know this person in life when they were physical?
I'm going up there because I'm a sticky beak. I'm going up there to have a good look where it's coming from. Let's see, where the hell are you coming from? Now let's have a look. No, it's coming from a higher dimension. It's coming from a higher dimension. There's no recognition of having known in a past life. This is coming from a higher dimension. There is a deceased relative. There's a male deceased relative connected to her aura, who is young, not old, young. Now, where else have we got there? Also, too, coming down the arms, there is a lot of mixtures of brown and blue down there. So we've got teaching skills coming in around the hands, and also creative, inspirational teaching skills as well. There is a blockage of colour. It's not moving through. Now, that's not a blockage in the aura. It just means that as it's moving through, it's getting locked into a chakra near the knee. It's not coming through. It's coming through slowly. Now, I'm going to see if this is deliberate. This can be past life influence if it's deliberate, that slows it down, or whether otherwise it can be something that's trapping it. Let's have a look. Yeah. Yes, there's a fear. There's a little patch of. Yes, I'm having a look at this. Little patch of a tanny brown colour in there, which is a fear of moving forward. It's not enough to stop you, but it's enough to slow you down. So you might want to meditate on that, and try and clear it for yourself. All right, there you go.
Wow, another fabulous one. Now, the beautiful Romeo says here that he's deeply touched by your advice, Judith. And he says, by the way, I'm Maltese, not Italian.
Not Italiano.
No sei Italiano. Maltese. And yeah, way sure. I remember Brad from the old days. What is Shirley saying? Yeah, I don't know. Shirley, did you want one? Oh, my goodness, sounds like me. Such a great show, she says. So I'm just trying to get through all these comments here. Let me go. Heidi, did you want one? Any comments coming through? It's super windy here today. Let's do Heidi. I don't know if you asked for one. Oh, I've lost you now. And Wayshow, which is Gloria, says, wow, oh, my God. And Romeo says, ha ha ha, yippee. Oh, Heidi says yes, please. Let's do the beautiful Heidi. Like, you can see her little face there.
All right. Oh, there's Heidi there. Oh, we can read that. Well, the colours around your head change with your thinking and everything. It's the colours that go from your shoulders down that don't change. But I can see the past life cord going through. Oh, that's interesting, because the bottle green cord that starts from your third eye goes down to your feet. Yours has got colours of children around it, which means that when those colours combine, they can either mean a childlike approach, say the inner child, or it could be teaching children. It could be working with children. And it also could be, channeling childlike spirits. Wow, this is interesting. Right, so now what we've got lavender blue, which means you've got a good balance of intuition, because it's got brown underneath it, which means when you've got brown next to any intuitive colours, that means that you have got a good balance of the human responsibility for delivering intuitive messages both to yourself and to other people. Healing colours in there as well. Some learned healing, courses in healing. Some past life issues coming through that cord, which mainly to do with relationships. So what I'll tell you about that, because I can see a whole range of different colours, those colours mean that you take from those relationships, both positive and not so positive, lessons for yourself, not to judge yourself, not to judge others. I would suggest in the process of doing that, you bring some apricot colours into your life, either in a scarf or a brooch or a tea, because apricot can help move those colours through and soften them, and take any negativity out of it. We've got some, you're walking in a past life right now, because that colour is going down right under your feet. So whatever is happening in your life, be it positive or negative right now, you're walking through a past life that is coming from Germany. It's coming from a German experience. No, it's coming from a Hungarian experience. In that whole Hungarian, Austrian, German area, that's where it's coming from.
Wow.
It's not negative. It's not negative. It's one of coming to terms with who you are, mind, body, and soul, and coming to terms with allowing individuals to be who they are, recognizing other people as being souls. Yes. There you go.
You are bloody amazing.
Am I?
You are. But you know what? I have to tell you, when I met Judith, I knew exactly who she was, even though I had never seen her do her thing. I just had to rely on her telling me that she was amazing, because she told me all these amazing stories. But I've never seen her do her thing. I'm blown away, because Judith and I recently went to see a reader. I went down to see Judith at her property, and then we went to the Spiritualist Church to see a reader. And it's interesting, when I see, being a reader, when I see people read, I can really sort of see how they read, like I can see into them. And yeah, we were talking about the reader we saw. I said, what do you think, Judith? Do you think she was good? Yeah, I thought she was good. We both agreed that she was quite good. But you're far beyond her. Anyway, the gorgeous Susan here has been waiting. Sorry, darling, I haven't missed you. There's just a few people online. And I've got jackhammers out the front, so I'm muting myself so you can't see the jackhammers. Also, I want to remind people that if you want a full reading with Judith, I've just popped her website in the chat there. And can you hear the jackhammer?
Yes. Doesn't matter. It's all music. It's just a different kind of music.
So yes. Susan, in case you missed me, she'd love a mini read.
Now, before I talk to Susan, another service I created on my website is a help service, because sometimes we go through life, we're facing decisions, we don't know which way we're going, and so people can get on to that, send me 2 questions, I'll go through their aura and help them find direction, and help them heal. All right? Yep, there it is. Yeah. All right, now Susan. There's Susan. Righto, Susan. Now, well, you're coming up to a period in your time in your life where you're going to feel as though nothing is moving very fast. You have got a whole range of colours around your thigh area going right across the width of the aura, which are slowing you down. They're slowing you down for a reason. The reason being is because above those colours, now those colours I was just talking about slowing you down, sepia is in there, which slows us down. And then you've got tan, and then you've got chocolate brown, and you've got a little bit of mental stress attached to that as well. But the other colour that sits above you is beetroot. And beetroot is a colour of motivation and self-empowerment. So it's not the colour orange motivates us for change, but beetroot motivates who we are, our self-image. So it can be a complete change makeover. You could go and get a whole new hairstyle. You could change the way that you look, the way you present yourself to the world. You could change the way people view you. When beetroot starts to move through your aura, you're going to have big change. Now, the changes that are slowing you down is to get you ready for what beetroot is going to present to you. I want to have a look what beetroot is doing. It's got apple green, and it's got it's got emerald green there too. Apple green is a whole new life force, so it's very positive. There's nothing negative in this journey, nothing negative. But the emerald green is a healing force. It's all healing skills. And that cuts right across all healing professions, but it's real healing skills there. There is some mauve into that, so that's got a bit of a spiritual drive. So let's have a look where the spiritual drive is coming from. You have got the bottle green cord past life cord going through your system. It's down at your waist at the moment. That's why the beetroot's there. Now I understand that. Yes. So the past life hasn't progressed with the beetroot through your system as yet. So it's going to be very, very slow. It's months ahead. But it's got some really, really positive stuff. What you need to do to make this, how you can make this move a little bit forward. I want to see how long this journey is. 11 months. This aura is taking you through 11 months. 11 months. So that core of bottle green you've got going through there, you've got mauve going next to it. So it's very much spiritual development with healing skills in there on a healing journey. Very, 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 very positive indeed. But if you feel as though you're not going anywhere now, or you're feeling a little bit stuck in some areas of your life, don't worry about it. Beetroot's going to move right through and do that. I once did a reading for a lady whose aura was just all grey colours because of what had happened in her life. And she had the tiniest part of claret red in her aura. And I knew that it was going to take 18 months to work down to her feet. So I told her that in 18 months her life was going to change. She come back and saw me in that 18-month period and told me how her life had changed. So there you go. That's yours.
Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. Leah says is beetroot the colour of beets? Yes.
Yes, it
that
is.
that beautiful deep
Yes.
red, almost purple colour. It's just
If
such a beautiful
you
colour.
put it through a juicer, you'll see what color beetroot is.
Heidi's saying here, what are you saying here? For the last week, I have been trying to remember where I have seen or heard about Judith. Well, Judith was on the show, Heidi, about a year ago, on my show. But she's done quite a few shows lately. As I said before, her husband passed away just over a year ago. And until that, the two of them were really tending to the farm and teaching a lot of people about sustainable living. But I said I went down to see Judith, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months ago. I can't remember when it was. And I said, what is your husband saying from spirit? And she said, time to get back to work and do this work again more fully. So that's what we're doing. We're getting Judith back out there. Sorry about the jackhammers. I told them not to do it until I finished the show, but I got the time wrong because we've gone into daylight saving. So I told them 10 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock. But Shirley, did you want did you want a reading? I don't know if I've missed anyone. And Leah, did you want a reading as well? She said, thank you.
This is Leah.
And Susan says she grabbed a green shirt today. You were talking about the emerald green in her aura. She grabbed a green shirt today. Let's do Leah. I don't know if she's asked or not, but I need to mute myself.
All right. Leah, you have a unique batch of colors in your aura that link you to the spirit of nature realm. It's not a common thing. It's not a common thing at all. I see bits and pieces of it in people who are developing their self-enlightenment. But you've got it naturally occurring, and it's coming from 4 previous lifetimes. That's a link to animal spirits, nature spirits. Yes. And it's around the hand area, so it's going to be skills that you develop, natural skills that you have. Now, getting into I'm just looking at the past life cord there to see what it's got there. Oh, wow. This is moving into your life in a big time, a really big time. You've got a spirit guide from ancient times coming through the Native American path. This is where you, wow. This is where you have honed your skills. Oh, this is so interesting. You have honed your skills in that lifetime as a healer in that lifetime. And you have a contract with this spirit guide from that lifetime to bring those skills into this lifetime to help people understand the spirit within and how the soul is connected to all living things. This is so interesting. Very, very interesting. There's some adrenaline spears all around near your shoulders and up around your head too, which you will need to have addressed because they're piercing right into the shoulder area. As I said, that can just come from technology, so you need to deal with that. That's a physical thing that comes into the physical layer of the aura, and that can affect that can affect adrenaline in your actual health. Let's see. There is a young woman who deceased loved one, young woman, who was connected to you as well. So there you go.
And Leah says here she really could use a scan if time permits. I think she said this before you started. Her ex just passed, and I have had a loss aside as well. I don't know what that means, but let me ask you, when you see those spikes from technology, would you say getting into nature, like jumping in the ocean or being, barefoot on the ground and hugging a tree, would you say that helps like balance your aura?
It'll balance your aura if you're nowhere near another human being, right? So if you find yourself walking through, tracking up a mountain, and you're there by yourself, it will heal you because you haven't got any of the complications coming through from other people's auras. If you climb up a tree and there's nobody around in the early hours of the morning, away from houses and cars and everything else, that will heal you. Going for a swim in the ocean with nobody around, that will help you heal you. But the thing is that reduce your technology. I work in my garden. I never take my phone out. I'm prepared to catch up with messages when I come into the house.
Absolutely.
If I'm in the house and I'm cooking, I leave my phone in my study. I don't take it into the kitchen. If I'm doing anything, any area or using the creative mind, cooking, planting, painting, sewing, knitting, anything creative mind, keep the technology away from it.
Yeah. So it would be, so that's not going to work for me in the city because when I go swimming, I'm surrounded by millions of people. But so like walking out in nature, go bushwalking, go bushwalking where there's no one around. Okay.
Yeah, but go by yourself. Go by yourself. Don't go with anybody else.
Yeah. Well, there is a big park near me where you can find some space. But Shirley says, yes, please. I think Shirley would like a little mini reading too.
All right.
Shirley's in Canada. She's the one that's just had Thanksgiving dinner in Canada.
Oh.
And
rightio. Let's have a look at Shirley. Well, Shirley, you've got what I call friendship and gathering skills. In other words, you can network friends, a group of friends. You can find friends to help other friends. You can find friends to help you. You help friends. You are what I would call, looking at the aura, a combination aura. And a combination aura, in my language, looking at the colours, and they're a mixture of browns, different shades of orange, apricot, pale blue, and mauve colour in there. So it's coming from a healing level, a spiritual level. Now, when you're a combiner in an aura, it means that you have the ability to bring people together. You have the ability to help people arrive at peace when they come together. And peace can come through laughter, can come through fun, and can come from just sitting together. So that's quite a unique skill. Quite a unique skill. And you would have brought that, you would have honed that in past lives. Let me have a look where.
She's a unique gal, I can tell you that, Shirley.
Yeah.
She's bloody fabulous.
Yeah, well, that's coming through because that's a unique skill that you have to have honed that in over several lifetimes to have done that. You had to have represented people as a union rep, or maybe as a defender of the poor, or a savior of people as refugees. You have to have done all these things in a past life to get this web of colours. And it is a web of colours. It's woven like a crochet blanket. That's why it takes a little bit of time to read all the colours. You don't have a past life energy running through your core. there are times in our life when we don't have it because we're not drawing on lives. And that's simply because you have got a spirit guide. You've got 1, 2, and 2 spirit guides and a major spirit guide working with you at the moment. And it's showing a whole range of intuitive enlightenment skills. It's also showing teaching skills in that spiritual realm as well, but the ability to bring people together so that those people grow. That's a real talent. That's a real, and congratulations on bringing that in as a soul into this lifetime when it's needed so much in the world. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have to do a station ID break. We've got quite a few more people saying they want some readings, but I just got to tell people where you're listening. You're listening to ATP Media, accentuating the positive, expanding and awakening consciousness. And we are on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network on 107.7 and 105.3 FM coming out of the Gulf Coast and New Orleans. And today we're doing mini aura readings with the fabulous Judith Collins, who's an Aussie. She lives about an hour and a half south of me, and she's wonderful. And I'm seeing for the first time, I'm seeing her do her thing, and I'm blown away, actually. I'm absolutely blown away. She told me she was good, but I hadn't actually seen it for myself. And today was a bit of an experiment. I said, can you do it online with just people in the chat? She said, yeah, I can do anything. She's right. And she's right. So we've got about 30 minutes left of the show. And the gorgeous Angie, I don't know who Angie is, but hello, Angie. She says, may I please get a mini reading? And I just want to share with people too. I've popped it in the live chat if you want to book a full reading. And I'm not getting any commission for this. She said, what do you want from me? I said, I want to come down and hang out at your farm. She said, fine. She makes me lunch.
Yes, I make you lunch.
You can go to her website and book a full reading with her there. And yeah, so Angie says, yes, please. Now, we're not tiring you out, are we?
No. I'm just warming up. Righto, Angie. Right, here we go. Right, Angie, going through the outer layers of your aura at the moment, I am seeing a lot of relationship issues around your path over the next 7 months. Now, I'm going to have a look to see why this is happening to you. The relationship issues will be both positive and teaching, revealing, inner revealing on your part. There's no past life connections to them, which is good, which means you'll move through each of these experiences quite quickly. As you move through one relationship issue, another one will come and you'll release it just as fast, and it will become faster and faster and faster and faster over that 7-month period. Now let's have a look here. Yep, you have got your third eye open. Which means that you are able to connect to your day-to-day intuition, your sense of things moving in spirit around you. Also, too, it's got a link to dreams, but the dream is not as rich as your intuition in the awakened state. So as you move through these relationships, each of them are going to help to awaken that even further. So pay attention to what people are saying. Learn to read between the lines. When someone is talking to you or even criticizing you or even judging you or even asking you or drawing upon you or putting you down, you read between the lines and get out the meaning that you need to get, and take that on board, because this is your path. Your soul has come in here to to draw from relationships in your life for your own self-development. Now, let's have a look at seeing where that self-development is going to go. No sense in going through all of this unless we find out where the hell it's going. I always like to find the answers, not just the questions. Let's have a look here. Oh. So you've got around you business skills. Now, that can be any form of business that you want to do, but it's got business skills there, which means as you develop that, you're not going to fail at it. When these appear in your aura, especially around your hands and around your knees, it shows that it's a productivity business, and that means that you're either producing goods, or you're producing goods for other people, or you are taking other people and helping them to produce goodness within them. So it's a broad spectrum of understanding, but it is business skills. So whatever you move through in the next 7 months of your life is going to blossom into a business of some kind. Now, let's see here. You have 3 spirit guides guiding you. They're all on the same spirit level. You have a male deceased relative watching over you who does come in and try to communicate with you, but is not clearly communicating, has managed to come into your thoughts, but not as frequently as he wants to come into your thinking. He's helping you guide through this learning through relationship issues. You have got a couple of shadows around the stomach area. So you need to watch what that is doing when it appears in the aura. That can be health, or that can be just things that are stress that's locked up in your stomach. You've got adrenaline spikes around your shoulders, which can show pockets of mental stress, but they're piercing right in. So once again, just watch your adrenals because they can impact the health of your body. All right, then, there you go.
Beautiful. Thank you, darling one. And Susan says here that you're reading. Susan, I'm laughing out loud because I just realized I've got a heart-shaped crystal here on my kitchen table that's green with the beetroot color ruby bits. Ruby in fuchsia. What did she say? Fuchsia. Oh, I see. There's other crystal bits which are ruby in the.
Yeah.
That's funny. You were talking about that. Oh, that was beautiful. And yeah, and somebody, I think Mish said she's booked a full session with you already. I think she's been to your website and booked. And yeah, I'm just going to remind people, if you want a more intense reading, if you want a more elaborate reading, a more in-depth is the word I'm looking for. Anyway, as I said, I'm not firing on all pistols today because I.
Well, what I basically do is I get people 24 hours before their reading to send me a full photograph head to toe. I do the aura drawing up to the shoulder area, from the feet to the shoulder, because that's the stable part that's in the aura. And then when they come online, I do the colours around the head, which is thinking, feeling, tasting, smelling, all that kind of stuff. They change, those colours change regularly, but the colours down the body don't. And then what I do is I then send them a copy of that drawing, so that we then spend 45 minutes going through that drawing. I explain all the details in it. They can ask me lots of questions. That's how it all works. So you get 45 minutes of explanations.
And as I say, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and there are a few people on the planet, a handful of people that I think are really special, and Judith is one of them that really has really special gifts. Like Samuel, he scoured the world looking for somebody who could do what he read about in the book, The Thyme of Prophecy, and he found you. And he came all the way from the States. He came out to Australia to meet Judith. He was so like, wow, I need to meet this woman. And she's the most down-to-earth, sensible, practical person, as well as being able to do all this. So Sherry here says, we haven't got too much time left. Sherry here says that she would love a mini reading also. And if any of you want to donate, there is a donate button in the subscription. And if you're on YouTube, I think up the top, you'll see some donate buttons up there. We're happy to take your donations as well. So what's Sherry going on with Sherry?
Right now, because I've got a photograph here, I've been able to tune right in. So, Sherry, you're on a journey. You are on a long journey. You have got colours going down the core of your aura with your bottle green past life, and you've got claret red, you've got beetroot sitting down there, all streaming down. You've got emerald green streaming down there. You've got cobalt blue streaming down, you've got purple streaming down. So you're on a path of being who you were meant to be. This is a journey, and it's about could be up to about 2 years long, this journey, which means that you'll go through the next 2 years reading, doing courses, seeing things, consultations with other healers, mediums, and so on. It shows that you've got medium skills coming in, you've got clairvoyant skills developing, you've got healing skills developing further and further and further and further. This is a journey of enlightenment. Now let's just see if we've got any little things going to slow it down, hold it up. Yes, we do. We do. You have colours going down the side of your right leg, which is a relationship that you must deal with. It's old. It's an older person. It's both a male and a female person. Things that you have to come to terms with in your past. So you need to think about who that is, and you need to go and revisit. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I did an aura for a wonderfully enlightened yoga master who wasn't going as fast as she wanted to go to the path of spirituality. And I found similar things to you. And she went and rejigged and rehealed a relationship with her father. She hadn't spoken to him for 20 years. Once she did that, that removed from her aura. So your journey is to think about who these people are, both male and female, and heal that for your journey to come forward. It also shows that you have got creativity and writing skills around your hands too, so you'll put pen to paper. It's also got a link to spirit as well, so it will be guided. Now this could be guided through automatic writing. So yeah, you're on a journey.
Beautiful. I had a young client recently too who was all into, manifestation and creation, and she was going to create this and going to create that and she booked a reading to like learn how to be the best creator in her life. But the message that came through the guides was clean up the relationship with your family. Like she wasn't speaking to her brother. She hadn't spoken to him for ages. And I don't think that's what she felt she was up for. She thought she was going to get some skills to become the best deliberate creator. But the guidance that came through was you've got to clean up that mess, first of all, in order to really shine and have an aura or an attraction factor that attracts the life you want or creates the life. You can't be hating on your family.
No, there's two things I'll share with everybody. If you want to strengthen your aura, people talk about strengthen your aura. There's only one thing that strengthens your aura, and that is self-esteem. So what does self-esteem do? In the aura, it's broken down by certain colours, and the colours explain what self-esteem is in the human aura is compassion. You develop compassion and a firm belief in and acceptance for who you are as a soul, positive and not so positive, right? Then you strengthen the human aura. Strengthening the human aura doesn't come from enlightening or putting colours in it or doing anything like that. It's what happens at mind, body, and spirit level as well. And as far as your own learning, what you were saying rightly, Karen, about dealing with relationships in the human aura, there's a what I called the barcode. There's a code inside it which is woven in colours, and it's about a metre long inside the astral layer of the aura, and it says the same message in everybody, whether you're 3 years old or whether you're 98 years old. I've just looked at my mother's aura because she's 98 and she's been asking me, how much longer do I have to put up with this life? And she said, would you please look in my aura and tell me? She's 98. She said, tell me. Now, in that aura, in everybody's aura, this barcode says the same thing. Be human. It doesn't say develop spirituality. It says be human. And what is human? Human is to love. It's to tolerate. It's to understand. It's to feel other people's pain. It's all those things. So that's what you were saying, Karen. That's what you were saying.
Being human is really about relationships, because when we're in spirit, we don't have any conflict with anybody because we understand we're all love. We understand we're all one, and we're not fighting with anyone. So being human is having relationships with people. And when you do stop talking to them or have fights with them, it's to mend that. That's the being human part. Because you're not doing that when you're in spirit. I want to just say, I haven't forgotten you, Diane. I did see you before, but I did forget you. And here, Mish says, can you heal a relationship without talking to them? I shouldn't be laughing, sorry. What do you want to say to that? I've got my opinion on that. What do you want to say about that?
Oh, well, what do I want to say about that? Without talking to them. We communicate as humans by talking, and it's not the words that we use, it's the tone that we use. I give you an example. You can say to people, somebody say, oh, stop that. Just stop that. Then somebody will say, stop it. And then somebody will say, for God's sake, stop it. It's the tone you use. So can you heal a relationship without talking to them? Yes, you can send them a whole lot of healing vibes. You can do that. But that's not going to stop what communication needs to happen between the two of you. You can make it softer, a softer approach through sending healing vibes, but it's the communication and the tone of the voice that you use that is the healing. So when we communicate with each other, it's not the words that we use, it's the tone in which we deliver the words. The tone is a vibration, it has a colour, it has a music to it as well. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think this might be our last one. The beautiful Diane, she's also in the States.
Yep.
And,
hello, Diane. Just tuning into you. Whoa, you've got past lives. You have got past lives. Let me have a look. Right, we've got the bottle green core running from your third eye down to your knees at the moment, carrying with them past life issues that you have with people in your life, mainly in the workplace, not at home. Wait a minute. No, there's a couple at home, but most of them are in the workplace. Your aura, these colours are moving you out of your workplace into a new workplace. But it's showing that it's all part of the lesson in identifying who you are. and what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you feel you need yourself. Now let's have a look. That core coming through has got the colour of change through it. It's got magenta running through it. So it will move you through to a positive field. Let's have a look here. The length of the aura, those colours in the aura, they're very short. They're only about 4 to 5 months old. So which means the whole aura is going to change in the next 4 or 5 months, which tells me that you've been locked into this aura energy for most probably about 13 months, looking at these colours. So you're going to move into a field of mental stimulation. That mental stimulation is going to allow you, wow. You can move into a spiritual field of spirit communication, which is also counselling other people.
I hope you're still listening, Diane.
It's because it's not mediumship as we know mediumship. It's channeled communication messages through to give to people when you're talking to them and working with them, but not in the same as we see a medium in a spiritualist church channeling in deceased relatives of people. That skill is there, but this is not what's coming in. So this is changing the workplace and workspace and moving into this communication using spirit realm and to do that. Also too, there's a need to lock into automatic writing. There's a dream sequence of colours coming through very, very fast. That's coming through, I would say, in the next 72 hours. By the looks of it, coming through very, very, very quickly. So make sure that you have got pen and paper ready for this information coming through. I'm going to find out where it's coming from. It's coming through the dreamscape. Oh, it's coming through from a deceased. Wait a minute. It's coming from a deceased relative, not from your lifetime. A deceased relative from your network of family that you have never met.
In this lifetime.
Was deceased before you were born in this lifetime.
I see, gotcha.
Yeah, right. Yes. So, also too, the spikes around your aura inside your chest stomach area means that you really need to focus on changes in your diet. That's what those colours mean. That means that there's something that's upsetting you, or something that you're having on a repetitive basis that will upset your body. So that's something to look at. All right, then, there you go.
Wow, well, I'm just going to repeat what Shirley says. She says, wow, and then she says, double wow. Because I have to say, Diane and Shirley and a few people online are in our Inner Sanctum group, and they're friends and clients of mine, and I've been working with them for years. And Diane was a teacher who retired a few years ago, and she's been moving into doing work. Diane says, yeah, thank you. Wow. That is so awesome. So everything you said was spot on. Maybe the timing wasn't exact, but it was spot on of what we've discussed, wasn't it, Diane, over the last few years, especially the channeling bits. We've discussed that. And she is an amazing psychic medium connected to spirit in that way, but doesn't work like that, like you and I do, but can absolutely if she wants to. But yeah, so I can confirm everything you just said. And Susan says, yes, wow. That's so good. Heidi's also sending lots of love and sparkles. Yeah, we've had all the gals except for Romeo and Vladdy. I think we lost Vladdy because it's late in Germany now. Lots of gals, all the ladies online. Ladies online. That'd be a great show, wouldn't it? Ladies online. Diane says, what are you saying here, Diane? I love this. I needed to hear this message. I'm so grateful for this.
Well, I think all the single ladies that are listening to this program have got to go find Vladdy and go and find Romeo, because they're nice men to know. If somebody
Vladdy
hasn't
and
grabbed them
Romeo.
already, yep, that's what we'll do. We'll go there. We'll go grab
Mind
those.
you, I don't know about Romeo, but Vladdy's young, and I don't know everybody online, but a lot of them,
It doesn't matter. They're nice
we're
people to know.
old gals.
That's right. They're nice people to know. Yeah, that's right. It's like, the common word out there, and I was talking to you about this over lunch, Karen, that we hear women talking about men being narcissistic, right? And I went through my entire family, including my husband, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, everywhere, plus all the other men that I know, and I couldn't find one that was narcissistic, not one. So I don't know where all these narcissistic men are, but I'm quite sure they exist.
I know there's a lot of talk about narcissism online. I scroll through things, a lot of people talking about narcissism. So I've just popped Judith's link in the chat there, her website link, if you want to book a reading with Judith. Obviously, I don't know how it works, but if you're paying in American dollars, it's a lot cheaper for you than if you're an Australian because of our exchange rate, but you'll see the rates. I think you've got your rates online. Yep. And if you want to, pop a donation in too, I've got a link to pop a donation for the show, a PayPal link. We're always happy to accept donations. I think that I do have the donation link set up on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. I think you can also do it on YouTube. Few people have done a couple of YouTube donations. And yes, happy Thanksgiving to people in Canada. So I think you're the only Canadian online, because everybody else is eating Thanksgiving dinner, because we've got quite a few Canadians in the group. And we've got 5 minutes left, darling one. That was so awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks.
That's all right. That's all right.
If you missed the link, there's a link in the description which takes you to my website, which has all Judith's links. There's the website, the blog site, the Earth Keepers link. And I don't think you're on too much social media. You do have a
Facebook group. Yep.
Oh yeah, you've started a Facebook group. I'll pop that. Right. I'll pop that on the website as well, on the web page that I've created for you. And that was really awesome to witness. As I said, Judith and I witnessed last weekend another reader doing her thing. I took a friend with me. And I had the thought, I wonder if her mother will come through. And as soon as she started doing cold readings, she went straight to my friend and said, I've got your mother here. She didn't actually say, I've got your mother here. She said, I've got somebody that is having trouble breathing. Do you know who that would be? And it's not that her mother had any trouble, but she died in a fire. And and so she suffocated to death, I suspect, or I don't know, she might have left her body before she suffocated to death. But yeah, her mother came through. This other reader, I think I had the beautiful Brandon Thomas on the show last week, and he said that he doesn't buy into telepathy or psychic reading. He doesn't do the psychic reading thing. He said he likes his privacy. And I felt like saying to him, I forgot to say, there is no privacy.
No, there isn't.
There's no privacy. You've got a whole horde of spirit guides that know every single thought you have. And for the most part, people can read your energy, even if they don't know they can. They can. We're all intuitive. We're all empathic.
We're all, everybody. And the whole thing is that when we die, I've had the great pleasure, the wonderful pleasure of watching people go through the dying process. I've been invited to watch their death so that I understand what the human aura is doing. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And Romeo says here, Judith, I got to know you from a secondhand book I bought from a charity shop. It's amazing how the universe works. Yeah, Judith's got a slew of books, like many, many books. Let me I've got a couple of them. Share my screen. I've got a couple of them on the web page that I created for Judith there. If you want to buy through my Amazon links, it gives me a couple of cents. But she's got about 30 odd books. I've just got a few of them online. And there's that's the show we're doing today. But also on the web page, the link in the description, you can see the other show that Judith and I did about just under a year ago or over a year ago. Anyway, just after Paul died. Because I tell you what, I was so amazed with Judith was that her husband had just died a couple of weeks before, and it was apparent that she wasn't doing, grief in any way, shape, or form. Even though he was the love of your life, you still felt
evolved.
Yeah,
I mean,
you still felt completely connected.
Why would I grieve if I knew how he was going, where he was going to, and the fact that he was free of pain, he was free of illness, he was leaving all that anguish of the human body. And also too, I had cheated. I did an astral travel. I went out of my body. I found his father in the spirit realm. I did a contract with his father to make sure he was there. And so, when my husband died, right, when he actually died, my father-in-law was there.
Yeah. Judith said to me, she won't read my aura because she doesn't read Friends now that we're friends. And she said she never once, they were together for 52 years. She never once
read Paul's aura.
Never read his aura, which I found really interesting.
If I had used any of my abilities, how would the relationship have been normalized? How would it have naturalized into love and friendship, companionship, and everything that it is? It would have been, I would have had power over everything that we did, and I didn't want that. So Paul knew
Darling
that
we've run out of time. We've got to go. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you everyone for participating. Remember, any donations are appreciated. If you want to book, there's the link in the description to book a session with myself or Judith. I do something different to Judith, but I was just fascinated today. Big love to you, Judith. Thank you, everybody. I'll catch you next time.
Thank you, everybody. It was a lot of fun.